Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since my last video. I've been busy working on my new website called Gacha Heaven. I wanted to put all my guides, tier lists and all that stuff in one place for you guys, so be sure to check it out. As for HSR, I've decided to stop making videos on it a long time ago. I still do post text guides on Discord if you're really interested, but to be honest, it's not worth it. The game's power creep has made it less fun for me. Every new character just outclasses the previous ones. Even if they start off weak, soon enough the devs release a new unit that makes them insanely strong with content designed to make them really shine. It's just not enjoyable for me anymore, so I'll be focusing on other games instead, but I really appreciate all of you sticking with me and I hope you'll enjoy the new content I have planned and support me like before. Now let's talk about Anessa. She's the first Frost Knight and the front row melee damage dealer. She's a really good carry. Her ultimate at level 3 deals massive AoE damage, hitting all enemies for 800% of her attack, and when maxed out at level 5 that jumps to 1000%. But that's not all. Her ultimate also boosts her attack speed by 55% for 6 seconds, which plays a really huge role in her kit. I'll explain why in a bit. Her skill deals frost damage equal to 376% of her attack to all front enemies, making her really great for clearing those annoying slimes and mobs before reaching the boss. Her first passive where things get interesting. At level 3, she gains 80% damage increase when attacking a frozen enemy, which means she must be paired with a freeze applier like Merlin or Catherine to maximize her full potential. Her second passive at level 3 increases her attack by 56% and makes her basic attack hit 2 additional targets, so instead of hitting just one enemy, now she hits 3 at a time, and if you equip the dual blade, it adds 3 more targets, bringing the total to 6 enemy per basic attack. Now if you stack attack speed with this, plus the buff she gets from her ultimate, you get something like this. As you can see, she's really shining in AoE scenarios and multi-wave content, making her an absolute monster in those situations. Now let's talk about her resonance card and pet. Her resonance card is really strong. It's just slightly below Ron's card, Moonlight Swordplay. So if you don't have Ron's card or you want to use both in certain situations, this is 100% worth getting. It gives her a 60% melee attack, a 10% crit rate, and also it gives a 36% attack increase for the entire team. So if you're debating between a T1 upgrade or getting this resonance card, 100% get this card. It's really good for Anessa and other units as well. Now I wish I could say the same for her pet, but not really. Don't get me wrong, it's a solid pet, but compared to the Phoenix, which is on radar banner right now, I just can't recommend it unless you have a specific use for it or you just want it for collection. So what does it do? At T1, it inflicts 150% of attack as damage and apply freeze for 2 seconds with a 20 seconds cooldown. So if you're running a freeze team, this pet actually boosts Anessa's damage by 7 to 15% against enemies weak to frost. It also works well with other freeze based characters like Catherine. But here's the issue: if you're fighting bosses like Deathlord for example, where you need precise CC timing, this pet can ruin your entire rotation. Normally you'd rely on Merlin or Catherine to freeze the boss at the right moment, so Anessa and Catherine herself can maximize their passive damage against frozen enemies. But with this pet, it randomly freezes for 2 seconds in between your skills and all, completely messing up your CC timings. Next thing you know, you're eating a full stun attack from this fucking guy with no way to stop it. It's really annoying. So overall, it's a solid pet, but I don't recommend pulling it right now until we get a fully optimized mono freeze team, and you're probably still better off using Phoenix at that point. Now let's talk about Anessa's best gift in team comps. Since Anessa is a front row character, she's going to take a lot of hits. That means any extra HP or defense you can get from affinity levels is super important. So make sure to level up her favorability to level 10 as soon as possible. It will give her more survivability in damage and also help her perform better in battles. To speed this up, do your daily affinity conversations and give her the best gifts possible. If you don't want to waste your time in your daily tickets figuring out the right answers, I'll link a favorability guide down below, so check it out. Now let's talk team comps. To maximize Anessa's full potential, you need a freeze applier, and the best character for this is Merlin. Merlin is one of the best CC units in the game. She can apply freeze with her both ultimate and skill, while also dealing a ton of damage and buffing the team's crit rate. So Merlin is your go-to support for Anessa. Now since Anessa is a front row unit, she constantly taking damage, which means you need some kind of survivability in the team, whether it's a tank or a healer or both. Galahad is the best tank in the game right now. After using her ultimate, she gives the team a 5 seconds of invisibility, meaning no one takes damage. She also provides a defense buff, damage reduction, and even buffs range in magic attacks, which benefits Merlin as well. You can also use K, and if you're running a monofrost team, you can use Percy instead. Now that we've secured Anessa's front line with a solid tank, the next next step is making sure she's actually stays alive. That's where healers come in. Rhea is the best healer for this setup. She doesn't just heal, she also boosts the team's crit damage and attack percentage. Isolde or Gwen, if you need even more survivability, either of these are solid options. And for the remaining slot, it depends on what you need. If you run in a freeze-oriented team, Catherine is a solid choice here, especially against frost-weak enemies, but if you're looking for the best all-around option, Lisa is the way to go. She benefits from Galahad, Rhea, and the Merlin's buffs. She also shines in AoE and multi-wave content just like Anessa. You can use Christina if you need extra attack buffs or fire damage for certain bosses, or Enya if you want to stack more attack speed, especially with her card, and she also synergizes well with Galahad buffs. So overall, this team comps will cover most situations and maximizes Anessa's potential. Now, should you summon for Anessa or skip? Personally, I think she's a fantastic DPS, and on top of that, she's one of my favorite looking character in the game. Damage wise, she's definitely up there. As a melee DPS, she's competing with Lua, who is one of the best damage dealers in the game, and also Ran. So if we're ranking pure damage output, I still think Lua holds the top spot, followed by Lisa and then Anessa. Right now, Lisa benefits the most from Galahad buffs, which gives her a slight edge over her, and the thing with Frost teams, there isn't a lot of fire weak enemies at the moment. Maybe when we get a healer that buff melee characters, we'll have a different conversation and Anessa may even take Lisa's spot. So if you already have Lua maxed out, you don't really need Anessa, but if your Lua is still at T0 or you don't have her at all, Anessa is a solid replacement. She's not falling behind, she's still great carry. That's it for the video. If you enjoy it, leave a like and the subscribe will be helpful. And let me know in the comments what you think about Anessa and whether you're planning to summon for her or not. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.